Hi, on this Customily tutorial, we'll be learning how to create a preview for a multicolor 3-letter monogram. For that, I'll be creating a leather coin purse, and customers will be able to set the 3 letters of the monogram, choose the color of the monogram, as well as choosing the color of the actual leather coin purse. For that, the first thing to do would be to create a product over here, and then to put a name to it. And since we'll be focusing on the preview, we will not have an APIs as base file. We are working with an image for reference over here. And as you can see, I have an image of the coin purse that already has the design element in it. So I am going to choose that image and I'm going to try and imitate the text elements in the right position as the image suggests, with the color that it has, for example, with the font selection that it has. So the first thing to do would be to work with one letter. I'm going to start with the middle one, and then I'm going to copy this text element and put them into the right dimensions and position as both the left letter and the right one. So now I'm going to select the font that I'm working with, which is a fishtail. And the following thing to do would be to set the font size. In this case, it will have the same size as maximum and minimum because we wanted to maintain this font size. We don't want it to change since it's only one letter in this case. And now the following thing to do would be to readjust the box size of this letter so that it only allows us to write one letter because it's a monogram. So the following thing to do would be to set the different options of color. In this case, we are working with different shades of red. I'm going to choose with the picker, and as you can see, it's saved into option number 1 because that's the option that showcases here. And since I'm going to have 4 other options of color, I'm going to move on and set the option number 2. I'm going to make it a little darker, then choose, and it's saved into option number 2 automatically. And then I'll move forward with the other options. So now that I have my 5 different color options, what I am going to do is I'm going to copy this element with Ctrl+C, Ctrl+B, and I'm going to set the dimensions of the other letter, which is a little bit smaller. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set a different font size so that it matches the element that we already have in the picture. So as you can see, it's a little taller. And as you probably know, the position, you can do it manually or you can do it over here if you want it to be more precise. And again, what I should do is to put the right dimensions of the box for the text element so that, again, it only allows us to have one letter. So now I'll move forward and I'll put a copy of this letter for the right letter. So as you can see, this works just fine. And again, it has the same color options. So now that I'm done, I'll move forward to the step number 2, being the preview part of the product. And the first thing to do would be to set the background image. In this case, I will not be working with an image that already has a design element on it. So I'll be working with this image that does not have the monogram already set in. And as you can see, automatically the elements that we were setting in the previous step are automatically uploaded into the image that we are working with now, and it already has loaded different color options that we set. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to set different colors for the coin purse, for the image of the purse, because we want, in this case, customers to be able to change the color of the actual coin purse. And for that, I will have to add a dynamic image. And as you can see here, it's already set on position number 1, which should be the same image that we have as a background image. And the following thing to do would be to copy the right dimensions for it. You can do this manually as well as typing the exact size of the image. And then we move it backwards so that we can still see the text elements. So now the following thing to do will be to set the other 2 variations of colors that will be available. So we have in position number 1 the same pink purse that is the one selected as a background image. But now I will have to select the ones that are going to be in position number 2, being the mint version, and then set the one for position number 3, being the lilac coin purse. So I have in position number 3 the lilac coin purse, in position number 2 I have the mint version, and in position number 1 I have the pink version. And once I'm happy with how things turned out, I'm ready to press done and move on to the final step, which is the third one, and it is the review. So as you can see here, I have step number 1, and here is the step number 2. So if I'm happy with the result and how things look, I am ready to save, and then it's done.